Good evening. Welcome to On Another Levels Book Club's Arthur Babel. We have missed you all over the last couple of weeks due to technical issues, but we are back. Tonight, we are getting up close and personal with Amanda McRae Williams, author of Faces of the Game 1 and 2, Urban Lux Chronicles 1 and 2, and a newly released children's book entitled Winston's Magic Shoes. Welcome, Miss Williams, and thank you for joining us on this evening. Okay, we are not able to hear you. Are you able to hear me, Miss Williams? Can you hear me? Okay, let's work on this volume. Give me just a second.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I
Awesome,
can
we
hear
can hear you
you.
now. Okay,
Can
great.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So, Miss Williams, tell us a little
Yes.
bit about
Mhm.
yourself. And we do have a delay, so I'm asking that you guys be patient with us, okay? We're gonna work this out. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Williams.
Um,
Okay, the volume went out again.
I am a twin mom, so I have two 2-year-olds. There'll be three tomorrow.
Okay,
I'm an English teacher. I teach high school English at a Christian school.
fellow educator.
Um, and
Where are you from?
I have a part time. I am from Winston-Salem, North Carolina,
Okay.
and I live in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I've been here for 10 years though, so
ATL. Okay.
yeah. And that's about it, I guess.
Okay. So when did you begin writing?
I started writing when I was about 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I started writing poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved poetry for a long time until probably about middle school. Um, then I started reading books. I started reading American Girl books. Those were the first books that I was interested in. And I read all of the
Mm-hmm.
Addie books, Meet Addie and stuff. And then I got into Goosebumps. Those were pretty good. And
Mm-hmm.
then I started reading urban books in high school. And I was like, I'm going to be like Nikki Turner when I grow up.
Wow.
And I loved her books. I actually have met her. I've hung out with her now. And when I was 16 years old, I said I am going to be like Nikki Turner when I grow up. So I remember that and I stuck to it.
So you spoke it into the atmosphere, and here you are today with several books under your belt.
Right.
Okay, we ask that you guys bear with us. We are having technical difficulties still, but we're gonna push through this.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. She froze. You froze up first, then she froze up. Now we can't get her back. Uh,
Mhm.
wait, we're waiting to see if she can join back in. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Amanda, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, we're waiting for Sharon. Sharon came back in and then it dropped her again. So we're waiting for her to come back in.
Okay.
Okay, here she is. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can try this again. Okay.
We're back.
We're back. Can everyone hear each other?
Miss Williams, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear me?
We're gonna push through
Okay.
this. I can hear you. Okay. So tell us about. Let's talk about Faces of the Game 1 and 2.
Okay. Um, Faces of the Game 1 and 2 is based off of sort of a true story. It's some of the things that I saw growing up in the urban area.
Mm-hmm.
It is a fiction novel, though. Um, it took me a while to write it. I started writing it 6 years before it got published.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah. So I took a break and then I
Uh-huh.
picked back up and I said, I'm going to finish this book. And I finished it. I sent it to some publishers. I went with the publishing company that said that, they gave me the best deal. But I ended up getting my rights back and starting my own publishing company. And so I
Congratulations.
republished it. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. So I republished it under my publishing company, and that series did really well. People are still waiting on part three, so I haven't finished it. I'm still writing it, but it's just taking some time. I got a lot going on because I'm also in grad school, so I just
Okay.
got a lot going on right now.
So you're juggling a lot. So
Yeah.
you said it took you 6 years to complete this novel. So did you just decided to give up on writing? What was the hesitation? Why 6 years?
Um, I didn't give up on writing. I think
Mm-hmm.
I was moving to Georgia. I was just graduating from college, so I was trying to find a decent job where I felt comfortable enough to start writing again. So I was on a
Right.
job hunt and I was trying to reestablish myself, and then I came to
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta and I started being a publicist. It's funny you mentioned a publicist before. I was actually, when I first moved here, I started being a publicist, and then I just decided I'm gonna finish writing my book. If I can write all these press releases for all these people, then I can finish my book.
Right, right. And then it's obvious you have a natural talent because this is your first novel, and you say they were bestsellers on Amazon, correct?
Correct.
Wow. Okay. So let's talk about Urban Lux Chronicles 1 and 2. What can we expect from Urban Lux?
Urban Lux Chronicles is completely off these characters. I created characters, so I
Mhm.
did an exercise and I just decided to create these characters first, and then I started writing the story. I wrote an outline, but it was just a simple outline.
Mhm.
I didn't stick to the outline. These characters started doing their own thing. It went completely. I didn't even know this was gonna happen. I was drinking red wine and I was writing,
What?
and it turned into a suspense novel.
Mm. Okay. Suspense,
So,
as in we're trying to. Was there a murder?
so we think there was a murder,
Okay.
um,
You don't have
but
to
it
give too
wasn't.
much. Oh,
It
okay.
it wasn't a murder. We think it's a murder, but
Okay.
it
Okay.
wasn't a murder.
Okay. I like suspense. And then you've written a children's book, which is very commendable because that's like a drastic change from writing, novels, and then you actually break it down and you come to the children's level. Tell us about the children's book.
Winston's Magic Shoes is I just published this book not too long ago in August. It's about a little boy who
Mhm.
travels the 7 continents. So it's introducing children to geography.
Oh.
Um, it's simple for kids to read, but
Mhm.
it's fun and it lets them know that you can travel and you can go to different places. So every time he puts on his magic shoes, he wakes up in a different country. Well, he wakes up on a different continent.
Okay.
So and
So
I
when he
tell a little
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I
Go
tell a
ahead.
little bit about each continent, just a
Okay.
little tourist information about each continent.
I love it. I love it. That's what I was going to ask, because from experience, a lot of our young people, all they know is their neighborhoods. So this is a great way to expose them and get that yearning to travel and get out of their neighborhoods and see the world.
Right. And so I got the name from my hometown. So I was raised in Winston-Salem.
Oh,
So
cute.
I named the little boy after my city and I came up with this idea because every time I go anywhere in the United States, I
Hmm.
always see somebody from Winston-Salem. It's the
Hmm.
craziest thing. I kid you not. I can be in LA, I can be in New
Hmm.
York, I can be in Miami, I can be in Louisiana. I have seen somebody from home every time I go
Wow.
somewhere.
And if this somebody
So, yes.
are you serious?
hmm So people from Winston-Salem travel
Hmm.
because I always see people
I
from
do.
Winston no matter where I go. I only stopped seeing people in Atlanta once I moved here.
Hmm.
But when I used to come down here to hang out, I would always see somebody from Winston-Salem. So that's where I got the idea from.
That's interesting. So, how do your children react to the book knowing mommy wrote it?
My daughter, she doesn't really, I don't think she gets it, but my son is like, "Mommy wrote this book," and he like pretends he's reading it and stuff.
So, what was the most difficult part in transitioning from writing a novel or writing for adult readers, then changing over to writing for children?
The publishing part.
Mhm. So, were you unable to
So
publish?
getting the graph.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. There's a delay, so go ahead. Finish your thought.
Um, the graphics, getting the graphics done, getting the images done, finding an illustrator, and publishing a children's book was the hardest part. It was the most drastic change.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So, how long did it take you to write the children's book? Was that a quicker write than writing an adult novel?
Yeah, it took me about a day to write the children's book,
Oh, wow.
but it took me 2 years to publish it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, were you faced with different obstacles? You talk about finding the illustrator and all of that. Is that what took you 2 years? Just running into the different roadblocks?
Yeah. because illustrators were charging ridiculous amounts and I couldn't afford the illustrators. And then I found one finally that I could afford. So
Okay. So what do you think is the best way to market books, especially with you having a broad, adult novels and children's books? What's the best way to market your books? What have you found?
word of mouth is the best way to market my books. Um, but I think the Amazon, if you can market on Amazon, that works pretty well too.
Mhm.
Because if you choose like a certain marketing package, it'll show avid readers similar books. So books that are in the same categories, it'll show it to them at the bottom of the page. And I think
Okay.
that works pretty well too.
Okay. So you have had a desire to write for years. If you could go back and tell your younger writing self anything, what would you tell yourself? And let's just say as a teenager.
Um, I would tell myself, don't be afraid to write anything, write it. Um, you're gonna offend people. You're gonna make people laugh. You're gonna make people proud. It's gonna be all types of different views. Don't get offended by negative comments because you can grow from it.
Mhm.
Um, so just I would just tell myself to go for it and don't bite my tongue.
Love it. Love it. So do you have any more books in the work coming down the pipeline?
I do. I have another children's book coming out. It's called Charlotte's Magic Backpack.
Okay.
And it's a phonics book. So it teaches kids phonics. Two letters fall out of her backpack, and then she makes more words. She makes words with these letters. So,
That is unique.
uh, so that's coming soon.
Hmm.
It's not magic backpack, her surprise backpack.
Okay.
And then I'm still working on Urban Lux Chronicles 3
Hmm.
and Faces of the Game 3. I don't know which one will be done first. Probably Urban Lux Chronicles because it's a novella,
Okay.
and uh, Faces of the Game, I still have no idea how it ends.
Really? So this could Faces of the Game could really be a series.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have several. We always have people on our live who aspire to be writers. What advice could you give to individuals who are interested in being a writer but just haven't taken that step?
Write an outline.
And
Start
outline.
with the outline. Create characters. Write down what they like to do in their spare time, what they look like, what they like to eat, where
Mm,
they live, what kind of car they drive, what type of personality they have, how many friends do they have. Just create the characters so it makes it easier to write.
mhm.
And the outline is good, but if you go off topic or if you you know go beyond the outline, that's better. It just gives you a skeleton of the book.
Okay,
And
that's
if you
good.
drink red wine while you write.
That's a lucky charm right there, huh? The red wine.
It is.
Okay, at this time, we're going to move to another portion of our program called Peeling the Onion. We're going to go a little bit deeper to get to know you a little bit deeper, okay? So we're going to peel back the layers and I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
Let's see. If you could become invisible, where in the world, where would you go? Where would you like to go if you could become invisible?
If I could become invisible, I would probably go to um Wow. Well, I would travel to like the invisible world because I think that I think when people pass away in the body,
Mm-hmm.
their spirit still lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want to see how they see the world or how they see everything around them now that they're invisible. I think that their souls are still alive. I think that so I would like to see how they see things because my mom just passed and sometimes I can feel her presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that now she's invisible, but I don't think she's gone.
Okay. Now, you know that could make a good sci-fi novel, right?
It could.
Mm-hmm. You need to write a novel from. Okay, I'm not going to go there, but just just give me a little give me a little credit in the beginning of the book. Okay, that'd make a good book. It really would. Okay, next question. What talents do you have? Don't be modest.
um
Outside of writing.
um talents. Let's see. Outside of writing, teaching. I'm a pretty good teacher.
Okay,
Um, the excellent
that
mommy.
is a talent. Or should I say a
Yes.
gift? Mhm.
Yeah. um,
Okay, let's
outside
go
of
into the
writing, what talents do I have? Oh, I can do nails.
Oh, really?
I can do manicures. Yeah. So I
Interesting.
like to paint nails. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, that's probably. Oh, and I like to work in my garden. I have a garden.
Oh, really? I
I
do
guess that's a
too.
talent.
I'm new at it
You
though.
do?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. This is only my second year.
Oh, see, this is my first. Okay, next question. What was the best year of your life and why?
The best year of my life was um 2017
Okay.
because I got married and then I had my babies.
Oh,
So that was the best year of my life.
okay. And one last question. If you could have been someone in history, whom would you have been? Anyone in history, who would you have been?
I would have been Benjamin Franklin
And why Benjamin Franklin?
because he invented so many things. And he did he had his hands in so many things and I feel like I'm the same way.
Hmm.
Um my students we talked about Benjamin Franklin a few weeks ago and they're like there is no way that one person did all of this stuff and I'm like there is. So I think maybe he had, he wanted to do all of these things and he did it. He was probably overwhelmed at times, but he did so many things that I didn't know.
Hmm.
You know, he invented like all of these things. He found out about he basically invented electricity.
Hmm.
um, things that we still use to this day. I didn't know. I never really studied anybody like that, so I didn't know. But he was amazing.
Good point. Good point. I hadn't thought about it like that. Okay, at this time, we're going to transition over and we're going to chop it up with the viewers. We're going to bring in our voice of reason, Miss Tony Duncan, and she will be entertaining questions from our viewing audience. Miss
Hello,
Duncan, are you there?
hello. I am here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Awesome. So it looks like we do have one question that came through, and that was from I believe it's Sherry Cockleasier, and she says, "Which book could you see on TV or film?"
Mm.
Faces of the Game.
And I believe
A
that,
lot of people are asking me when I'm going to turn it into a movie.
Really?
and that was what's Courtney's response. Courtney thought that Faces of the Game would be the book that you would turn into a TV or film. But I do see up here further, Courtney says,
Every time
tell
I
them,
promote that book,
you get that feedback. Courtney says, tell us about the magazine.
Mm.
I don't know what magazine she's talking about, but I wanted to. So when I was in college, Courtney is one of my best friends. When I was in college, I wanted to have my own magazine. Maybe that's what she's talking about. Um,
Hmm.
so my final project in one of my classes um, was a magazine,
Okay.
and we went to A&T, and my school published the magazine for my final project, and it was
Really?
a hip hop magazine, and it was 200 pages because we had to do a
What?
large project. And yeah, I wanted my own hip hop magazine for a long time, uh, but I did books instead because magazines started kind of fading out. So I wrote
Mm-hmm.
for a few magazines too, but like I did Yo MTV Raps, Yo Raps
Mm-hmm.
magazine. I did their online, so I wrote for them for a while, and I wrote for this magazine called 24/7, and I did guest blogging for Don Diva magazine. So I really was into magazines for a while too, but
Mm-hmm.
I went right back to novels because I wanted to be an author. So
Wow.
I thought I was gonna
Wow.
be yeah, I thought I was gonna have my own magazine, but oh well.
Wow.
Instead, you have your own books and your own publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
So you still can have magazines under your publishing company.
Yep.
I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Electronic magazines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, do we have any more questions from our audience? It looks like we have comments, but no questions at this time.
It's so cool to have a bestie like Courtney. Okay. So, hey, Courtney. Okay. So, tell us about China. China. But you tell
I
us
went to
business.
China for a year. So I taught English in China.
Oh,
So
What part?
I had to learn Chinese. Shenzhen.
Okay, we went to China.
really?
Sharon and I
So
actually went to China.
Yeah,
Uh,
we did. It's
you did
amazing.
what part?
we were in Beijing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, I
we
went to Beijing while I was there.
okay, yeah, we were there. When we tell people that we went to China, they're like, "Why did you go to China?" We're like,
Where we hadn't been. We
"Somewhere
just
like this." Right. Oh, that's awesome. She taught
Yeah.
English in China. I love it. Okay,
you
Courtney,
Yeah.
what else do you want to? Courtney, what else do you want her to tell us about?
she's very, very humble. Yeah.
She says she's humble. Let's see what else she say. I love it.
Told you.
And Courtney says she's so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see what she says. She's talking about, hold on, she's thinking, guys. She's thinking. Let me think. I
Okay,
love
you need to hire Courtney as your publicist because she gonna
that's
sell it. She gonna
that's
sell
right.
it.
Courtney said no, she is amazing. I love it. I love it. Awesome.
Okay. If we don't have any more questions, Miss Duncan, did you have any other questions?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, Miss Williams, if you could if you can share with our viewing audience how they can get in contact with you if they need to, and how they can access your books or purchase your books.
Okay, so you can get in contact with me on social media. My Facebook is Amanda R. McRae Williams, and my Twitter is at _ Mandy Mac. My Instagram is at _ Mandy Mac. And my publishing Instagram is at Fountain Pen Pub. So it's Fountain Pen Publishing. And yeah, that's how you can get in touch with me.
Okay. So we got at _ that's your Instagram, and your publishing Instagram is at Fountain Pen Pub.
Yes.
Okay. So what I've been doing for the last few weeks is, everyone's going through a lot. We all are dealing with a lot. We got Rona, we got election, we just got life. Do you have any words of encouragement that you would like to leave with us?
Yes. Wake up every day with a grateful heart. Appreciate the small things, because gratitude attracts blessings.
Repeat that for the people in the back. They didn't hear you.
Gratitude, it attracts blessings. It does. I've practiced it. I see it. It works. You can be thankful for birds that you hear chirping in the morning. You can be thankful that you get to see the sky pink and orange. You can be thankful for your family always, your friends, your supporters. You can be thankful for people who discourage you along the way. You can be thankful for them. We need all types of people in the world for the world to go around. Don't sweat the small stuff. We've been living with people, presidents that haven't had our best interest our whole lives. So things are gonna change, probably, maybe, I don't know, but we still just have to be thankful. We still have to smile through it all, because there's no point in worrying about something if you're not going to pray about it. And if you're going to pray about it, then don't worry about it.
So true. So true. Well, thank you. Those are some words of wisdom that we all can live by. It has been a pleasure speaking with you on this evening, Ms. Williams. Good luck on your future endeavors, and we will be getting the books. Those of you that haven't already, go out and purchase the books. We have Faces of the Game 1 and 2, Urban Lux Chronicles 1 and 2, and then we have the children's book called Winston's Magic Shoes. So there is something for everyone in your household. Thank you, Ms. Williams, for joining us on this week.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Join us next week, same place and same time, where we will be chatting it up with author D.L. White, author of The Never List. This is On Another Level Book Club from Dallas, Texas. Stay safe and have a great night. And remember, reading gives you someplace to go when you have to stay where you are. Stay safe and stay blessed.